Championship already wrapped up, and that has gone the way of Frédéric Boileau. So one championship already sealed and dealed for Frédéric Boileau, and he's looking to take away Enzo Richet's championship lead as well, which is at 55.5 points at the moment. So that there is car number 23, which is Dylan Estre, who has been competing in the French championship of the Formula French Championship, and to finish 9th overall did Dylan Estre. He'd had his impressive debut in Magny Cours here, 2 seconds and a win in class as well, and he was impressive in the last race also, finishing just off the podium. And Nano Lopez is the one that you can see starting second on the grid in the car number 85, the orange and green with the yellow rear wing, and the green flag is being shown at the back for the formation lap. And it's Adrien Closmenel who is leading them round this track, and he will start on pole position. It is his second race weekend. He raced with us in Portimao and picked up 2 poles, 1 win and a second place, and he was very impressive, was Adrien Closmenel, and he will be also taking part in the prototype race, which is happening later this evening, and he will start 6th on the grid. So he's doing a lot of racing today, is Adrien Closmenel, and he's already got a win under his belt as well after winning the first race in the Ultimate Formula Cup. So how does the grid look? Well, it's Adrien Closmenel in pole position from Nano Lopez in second. The championship leader, Enzo Richet, will start 3rd on the grid, car number 66, so look out for him. Dylan Estre starts 4th. Arthur Agator starts 5th, despite a spin in that first race, actually. Evan Moignet starts in 6th place. Laurent Futich in 7th. Auburn Robert Prince starts 8th. Frédéric Boileau, the other man that could win the championship, is starting 9th on the grid. Walter Reichardt in 10th. And Craig McClatchy, after not finishing the first race, unfortunately having an issue at turn 5, will line up 11th on the grid. Alain Boucher 12th. He can't wrap up the 2.0 championship, or at least it's very unlikely that he will in the Formula Renault 2.0, but slightly less clear cut in terms of doing this race. He's 22 points in the lead, so he's in a strong position, but whether he'll wrap it up this time, we will see. Thierry Malholm in 13th, Didier Piard in 14th, Sergei Copacini in 15th, Eric Fournon in 16th, Alexandre Lima in 17th, Thierry Almond in 18th, and then Maxime Trouche and Tanguy Trouche, the brothers, are in 19th and 20th, and Philippe Darrick is at the back in 21st position. That there is Craig McClatchy just making his way out. Good to see him back in contention after spinning out in the first race, like I mentioned. And they will line up and get ready to get this 20-minute race underway in Paul Ricard. So, of course, very flat round here is Paul Ricard, but it's been quite windy as it was wet this morning as we came to the track. Track has significantly dried, obviously. We've had quite a lot of running on the track. We've had qualifying sessions, we've had sprint races, we've had all sorts out there. So it's very dry out there compared to before when it was a bit wet in certain parts of the track. They were on slick tyres for the first race, and this one, of course, they're on slick tyres too. And chance of rain is looking pretty slim out there. There is rain around in the south of France, but it looks like it's going to miss us right here at Paul Ricard. So the cars will line up, getting ready to get underway here at Paul Ricard for 20 minutes of racing, and a race that we could see the championship decided. It's Enzo Richet versus Frédéric Boileau. Enzo Richet starting higher up in the grid, starting 3rd, and Frédéric Boileau starting 9th as the final car just slots into position at the back of the grid. And that man there with his green flag will signal when the race is ready to go. And all eyes will be on Enzo Richet and Frédéric Boileau, as this race is about to get underway in Paul Ricard, and we are racing in Paul Ricard, and once again, it's a good start from Adrien Closmanel, but it's also a really good start from Enzo Richer again, who said he struggled with some of his starts in the past, but not this time. He's getting a bit bogged down, though, by Nano Lopez, but manages to make it stick and gets into second place into turn 1. Now he's got his eyes set on Adrien Closmanel. It's, again, exactly what we saw from the first race, and it looks like Dylan Estra is getting a bit racy behind Nano Lopez as well, and again, similar to what we saw in the first race, it looks like he's going to try and do it there into turns 4 and 5, but not able to do it there, unfortunately, as we see everyone get through the first few corners unscathed. So Adrien Closmanel is in the lead still. Enzo Richer from behind is currently in second place, and Dylan Estra there going very defensive on the move to stop Nano Lopez getting past in big lock up there. So obviously at one point Dylan Estra did manage to get past Nano Lopez, who started third on the grid. So impressive performance once again from Dylan Estra, who these two have been battling all weekend so far. They had a brilliant battle in the first race, and once again we're seeing a similar position here as Nano Lopez just goes a little bit wide and manages to keep it on the track. So Adrien Closmanel once again doing what he did in the first race. He's running away with the lead at the moment. Enzo Richer unable to keep up with him. The 17-year-old impressing a lot this weekend, taking his win already in the Ultimate Formula Cup and qualifying pretty well for the prototype and starting 6th for the 4-hour race, which is getting underway this afternoon. Second is Enzo Richer. As we once again cross the start-finish straight for the first time in this race. Like I said, 20-minute race. And Adrien Closmanel is leading the way and setting fastest first sector. So we've got a 10-second time penalty to be added to the total race time for car number 21. That's Eric Vonon for being, it says grid position, so that would, I assume, he was slightly over his box or not quite in the box that they need to be to start on the grid. So he's been given quite a hefty time penalty for that one. Joining the championship for the first time this weekend is Eric Vonon, and unfortunately is going to have to pick up a 10-second time penalty. He's racing in the Formula Renault 2.0 in the gentleman category, so difficult there. That is Maxime Trouche looking to get past Alexandre Lima, I think, just the back car number 16. They're battling at the moment for 14th and 15th. So some new names on the grid, or some older names that we've had in the championship before. Craig McClatchy is one of them, who has returned to the championship. The Australian, of course, returns with Winfield, and he only did 1 round so far in Portimao, but he's back in the 13 inches for this weekend and hoping not to have the same fate he had in the first race. This is car number 14, who's Sergio Copacini, who's currently racing quite far at the back at the moment in 21st. And this is, was Adrien Closmanel, car number 30, who has picked up already quite a hefty lead from Enzo Richer. 2 seconds is the gap from first to second. But it's okay for Enzo. He can kind of just not push too hard here, because all he needs to do is finish the race, and he will become the Formula Regional 13-inch champion. And that is obviously the higher class within this championship, and he's starting to feel like he might be a little bit under pressure, though, from Dylan Estre here in third position, as we see a spin there, and I'm guessing that was for car number 33. It looks like it's going quite slowly, which is Thierry Malholm. So has got back underway in his Formula Renault 2.0. And green flags are back being waved at turn 1 now, as we saw Thierry Malholm get back underway. So good news for him. So as you can see there, Dylan Estre is really closing in now on Enzo Richer. And a reminder that Enzo Richer does just need to finish the race. And also he doesn't really need to battle with either Adrien Closmanel or Dylan Estre, because neither of those two are battling for the championship. So at this point, not that he will, because, you know, as a driver, he won't want to. Oh, someone else just cutting across there into the runoff area. Couldn't quite see who it was. Didn't look like he picked up a position, though. And Dylan Estre is really closing that gap even more on Enzo Richer. Can he do it here into turn 1? He'll have a go. Oh, look to see if he could go around the inside of Enzo Richer, but thought better of it in the end as they head up to turns 2 and 3. And Enzo Richer not keen to give away any of his position here, heading towards turns 3, 4, 5 and 6. Very tight round here. Got some tight right-handers, left-handers, and it kind of weaves its way round to turn 5 and 6. And then as you head down 7 to the long straight, the Mistral straight, Mistral meaning wind. It is quite windy here, and Dylan Estre looking to see if he can do it down the Mistral straight, and he gives up again there because he is under pressure now, I think, from someone behind. I can't work out if that's a back marker. It is a back marker. I thought that was Nano Lopez. Similar looking liveries there in the yellow and the green, but behind was just traffic. So yeah, as you can see there, just behind that yellow car is actually Nano Lopez, and that yellow car is actually traffic. So not anything for them to be worrying about as Dylan Estre starts hunting down even more Enzo Richer, putting pressure on him here. Is he going to do it here into the left-hander? No. Enzo Richer has gone a bit wide, though, and he lets him through. Dylan Estre finally gets past Enzo Richer because Enzo Richer went wide and handed Dylan Estre second place. As I mentioned, for the championship standings, that doesn't matter too much, but for Enzo Richer's pride, he'll probably be pretty annoyed at that mistake of going wide. So behind him now is Nano Lopez, as Dylan Estre goes a little bit wide there onto the final few corners. It was the final corner, actually, of turn 15, and went a bit wide, and he's taking a bit of a different line here, is Dylan Estre, but quickly comes across to cover Enzo Richer into turn 1, the left-hander, and you have to be quite hard on the brakes there going into turn 1 because it's a tight right-hander of 2 very quickly as they head up to turn 3, which is another right-hander before you get the kink of 4 and 5, and that there is Sergio Coppuccini, who's having a tough time at turn 1. So back round to turns 5 and 6 go Dylan Estre and Enzo Richer. Looks like Enzo Richer's dropped back a bit now as they go back down to the Mistral straight. And unfortunately, it looks like Enzo Richer is not going to have second place. We've got yellows back out in sector 3. Someone's had another spin or an issue out there. And the green flag is back out at turn 15. So someone's spinning again on that final corner, but getting going. So once again at the front is Adrien Closmanel, who is joining us for this weekend. From Dylan Estre. From, there's some tyres there. Was that car number 68, which is Walter Rijkaard, I believe. No, Alain Boucher, my apologies. Car number 14 has also spun and rejoined it turn 2. I wonder if that's what we saw earlier, or if they've spun again. Yellows are out now at turn 8. Seems to be a lot of yellow flags out there, which are clearing quite quickly, which usually just means someone's had a bit of a spin and managed to get it going again, because those green flags now are at turn 8 and 3. So no real issues out there. So as you can see in the rear of the picture, that's Adrien Closmanel just coming up. And once again here we're seeing Alain Boucher, who could win the Formula Renault 2.0 this weekend. And he's likely to. And he's got a 22-point lead. So he's in a very strong position, but it's unlikely that he will wrap it up this race. He might have to wait for race 3. Adrien Closmanel then setting another fastest lap now. His lead is over 5 seconds. And you can see his lead there. He's done exactly... Oh, I thought he slightly went off the track then, but I think our camera just caught me off guard. But Adrien Closmanel is looking to take another impressive win here, as unfortunately we see car number 14 there, that is Sergio Coppuccini, in the pit lane for Lamo Racing. He had a couple of spins out there. He's going back out. I don't know if he thought he had an issue or something was going on, but losing a lot of time is the gentleman driver, Sergio Coppuccini. And he's going back out from the pits now, but unfortunately joining again in 21st position. Car number 9 being warned about track limits. That's Alexandra Lima. And track limits are catching a few drivers out in various championships out there. Adrien Closmanel for Winfield Racing at the moment, still leading the way from Dylan Estra. Car number 23 for Formula Motorsport. And he has been, like I said, racing in... he competed in French Formula 4, but he won a race in Dijon, but also finished second in Paul Ricard back in the beginning of October. And he was handed the win, but actually then was taken away again, something to do with the stewards and all sorts. So this is the battle here between Craig McClatchy then and Walter Rijkaard in car number 2. And both gentlemen drivers, Craig McClatchy, the Australian, joining us again for the second time this season, and they are battling at the moment for 9th and 10th. And Craig McClatchy joining again as well with Winfield Racing. His teammate currently leading the way, Adrien Closmanel. And he's now got a 5.5 second lead over Dylan Estra, who's sitting second, who is holding up Enzo Richer as well in third. So if it stays this way, in the Formula Renault 2.0, Boucher currently sealing the title because he is P2 in the championship and Thierry Mahom is P4. So I mentioned earlier in the race that it could be wrapped up, and at the moment Boucher will become the Formula Renault 2.0 champion, and Thierry Mahom in P4 will have to settle for second. But let's see how the final 5 minutes of this race goes. But Enzo Richer at the moment on his way to winning the championship. He's fought incredibly hard over the last few rounds and he's been at every single race. He didn't compete though in the first race in Paul Ricard in this category. He was in the 17 inches. So he hasn't got the points for that one. However, he has been present at every single race weekend, and apart from one retirement in Mugello, he has dominated in terms of wins and podiums. And this is the man that we're talking about, Enzo Richer, car number 21. Like I said, in Mugello he retired, and that's why he's got these 6.5 points, because he had finished enough of the race to still pick up some points. But Richer is a foregone conclusion in this race that he's going to win the championship. So all he needs to do is hold on. Like I said, as he watched Dylan Estra go by, it would have been nothing but pride that would have been hurt there, because he will still cross the line as the championship winner. Nano Lopez closing in a little bit on Enzo Richer behind, but maybe not too much to concern him at this point. But even if he did overtake him at this point, Enzo Richer would still be the champion. Of course, at this point, even if Enzo did crash out, not saying that he will, don't want to put a commentator's curse on it, the percentage completed rule is already there for that, which obviously, like I said, happened to him in Mugello. He crashed out, I think at 10.5, I think it was, and didn't finish the race, but because of the percentage completion, he still picked up points. But too soon to be talking about that, because he's still got 3 minutes left on the clock, and I don't want to put any commentator's curse on this one. Enzo Richer will be elated, I'm sure, after this, and it'll be great to hear his thoughts as well on how he thought this championship's going. But he looks like he's going to wrap it up for the team in with one race still to go, which is incredibly impressive, and Formula Motorsport will be incredibly pleased. He came into the race weekend with a 44.5 point lead. He had an outside chance of winning it into race 1, but he's had to wait until race 2. And as we see, someone's gone off there. Is that Adrian Klosmanil? Hang on a moment, that looks like the championship leader is climbing out of his car. Adrian Klosmanil, I believe, has retired from the race. I'm going to have to see a close-up exactly, but that red livery, I don't want to get too excited in case that is not Adrian Klosmanil, but let's see, it is. It's car number 30, Adrian Klosmanil. His car is smoking. He is crashed out from the lead. It doesn't look like crashed out. It looks like he's parked it up. Looks like the car has got some sort of mechanical failure and has had to pull up that car with 2 minutes left on the clock. And unfortunately, after having a 6-7 second lead, is now stuck in the second sector. So issues there. Yellow flags are being shown at turn 7. Adrian Klosmanil then is out of this race. So as it stands, Dylan Estra is now leading the way. Marshals are on track at turn 7 to remove that car of Adrian Klosmanil. But drama in the last few moments then here in the Ultimate Formula Cup race. So disappointing. There looks like there is, the fire. They're putting it out, I would believe. It just looked like it was smoking, but maybe there was some lick of flames coming out from Adrian Klosmanil's car. But disappointing then for Winfield Racing. But elation for Dylan Estra, who's going to pick up his second win of the championship after only joining for 2 rounds. 16 years old, a very impressive debut in Magny Cours. 2 second places in a winning class, and now he's going to get the win overall. So that move he did on Enzo Richer is incredibly impressive. But of course, it is Enzo Richer we're going to be watching crossing the line, because that is the man that is going to win the championship. And Winfield Racing are having a terrible time, because that is Craig McClatchy as well, who didn't finish the first race and is not going to finish this race either. He's also having issues. Looks like he's at turn 12. Yellow flags being showed. Adrian Klosmanil there as well. So in the space of about 40 seconds, Winfield Racing have imploded, I'm afraid to say. Adrian Klosmanil was about to take the win, and a commanding win at that, with a 7-second lead, but it looks like Both Winfield Racing cars are out. Disappointment indeed for both Craig McClatchley and Adrian Klosmanil. So 4 seconds left on the clock. And Dylan Estra is going to come round the final few corners, because this will be the final lap, I am sure. And impressive again. There will be yellow flags out in sector 2 and sector 3, so they're not going to be putting in any fast laps here because they've got to slow down and respect the yellow flags. But Enzo Richer at this point is going to become the Formula Regional 3 13-inch champion if he just finishes this race. Dylan Estra going to pick up a win here from Enzo Richer and Nano Lopez, but all eyes will be on that second car, of course, as they cross the line. And it is Dylan Estra that wins race 2 of the Ultimate Formula Cup, but it is Enzo Richer who becomes the Formula Regional 3 13-inch champion. He has fought hard, incredibly hard over the last few rounds, and only in one race did he retire, and that was the only race he didn't have a podium. He fought hard, and this is his reward. He is the Rookie Cup champion, and he is the 13-inch champion. It is elation at the moment, I'm sure, for Richer, who wins the title. He is the champion. Elsewhere in class, in the Formula Renault 2.0, Alain Boucher is the champion as well. So champions all around are crowned in the Ultimate Formula Cup. In race 2, Dylan Estra is the winner of the race, but the championship comes down to Enzo Richer. Brilliant stuff from Enzo Richer then. He fought hard for that one and stuck on to second place, and he was under pressure from Nano Lopez at the back. But oh dear, we've got another stop there. Car number 99 has also abandoned his car, which was Evan Moine, who was running 4th position. So I wonder if it says he took the checkered flag. So I'm interested to see what went on there with Evan Moine, who has pulled up his car as well. But Dylan Estra then making his way round back to the pit lane after the checkered flag here on the second race of the Ultimate Formula Cup. And drama to the final few moments of the race then. Adrian Klosmanil was nearly an 8-second lead at the front after starting pole position, and unfortunately with around 2 minutes to go pulled up his car and didn't finish the race. So checkered flag obviously being shown out there, and the cars making their way back to the pit lane, and it will be Dylan Estra who lines up in number 1 place, and Enzo Richer in 2nd and Nano Lopez in 3rd. Another really impressive performance from Dylan Estra and Nano Lopez, but all eyes of course will be on Enzo Richer for Formula Motorsport, who takes the championship here and throws his gloves a little bit on the floor. And cheers then, of course, for Dylan Estra. An impressive performance from the young 16-year-old. Climbs out the car and starts having a little chat to his team already. Big smiles as well coming from Enzo Richer's camp as well. And it's a happy day, of course, for Enzo Richer in Formula Motorsport. And he can finally breathe a little bit of relief now. And hopefully we can get a chat with him, with Chris Stevens down speaking to Enzo Richer very shortly. And There was Dylan Estra, a very happy driver, I'm sure, put another win to his name. And here we are then. Enzo Richer is alongside Chris Stevens. Let's have a chat with our champion.
Well, we talk about winning mentalities. Enzo seems more annoyed that he hasn't won the race, which just about sums you up, doesn't it? But you're the champion of 2024.
Yeah, I know, but the race wasn't good. We did not. It's not what I expected. I wanted to win the race and then win the championship with that. But he did a good job, and I'm happy, of course, but not of my race.
Well, look, you've done so much to be proud of this year. All bar one podium finish throughout the season. You've been incredibly consistent. What does the future hold for Enzo Richer now you've wrapped up the championship?
Yeah, very happy. We've been very consistent, but for the future we don't know. We have many options, so we have to test many things, and then we will choose we have time in the winter. We have time.
I'm sure once it sinks in, you'll feel a little bit better about this.
Yeah, I feel better, but I want to thank my dad and Philip, my coach here, that helped me a lot. And it was a great season, but I hope we do better tomorrow to win a race.
All right, well, good luck for tomorrow. You've still got one more chance. Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's see if we can quickly grab a word with Dylan Estra, our race winner, because we sort of ignored him in Magny Cours. Dylan, can we have a quick word? Yeah. Congratulations on the win. That was a very impressive race.
Thank you. Good race, and I hope the same tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, a little bit of luck with Adrian going out of the race, but you've been incredibly fast with us.
Yeah. Disappointment for Adrien, but I win, and it's cool.
All right, well, good luck for tomorrow. Well done on that one.
Thank you.
All right, that's all from race 2 in the Ultimate Formula Cup. One more race to come tomorrow morning.
One more race indeed. Enzo Richer, then the 2024 champion in the Ultimate Formula Cup in the 13 inches. And he will be, I'm sure once he comes away from this, has a think, he'll be much happier than he was there. As I said during the race, the mentality of a driver is always a bit miserable if they don't win. But he is the champion indeed. So let's see how the standings go after that one. So Dylan Estra picks up his first overall win in the Ultimate Formula Cup. Enzo Richer is second. Nano Lopez in third. Evan Moynier was fourth in the end. Artur Akator fifth. Robert Prince sixth. Vutic seventh. Walter Rijkaard was eighth. Wallo finishes ninth, doesn't win the championship from there. Pierre 10th. Boucher 11th, wraps up the 2.0 championship as well, becomes champion there. Truche is 12th. Vognan is 13th. Malholm is 14th. Lima 15th, and the other Truche is 16th. And then Thierry Almond, Derek, and unfortunately Klosmanil and McClatchy, they are registered as finishers, but unfortunately they both retired with the final few moments there. As you can see, the car just disappearing. So it is Enzo Richer who picks up the 2024 championship title. Make sure you join us tomorrow for more Formula Cup racing.